is much like our response to corporations who wish to be leaders, which is, I'd rather you just didn't consume. Or in the case of corporations, I'd rather you just didn't exist. But climate change and our own self-inflicted diseases don't give us the time for this sort of preciousness. Corporations and consumerism can be vehicles for change. The question is what type of change that will be. I told this to the head of a very large environmental organization. I said, I want us to build a billion-person consumer movement. And he said, a billion-person consumer movement? I want to build a billion-person anti-consumer movement. I said, great. Go to it. Shopping gives us an opportunity, a platform to reach more people than we can reach through traditional forms of activism. The bottom line is that this is an effective methodology to get people engaged. Now, that methodology is actually a science in the marketing world. They call it shopper marketing, and along with digitalization, it's been one of the fastest growing segments of marketing in the last few years. Shopper marketing is the effort to reach people in shopping mode, the time when they're at a store, online or offline, and searching to buy a product. And unless you know how shoppers shop, you can't hope to help them use that shopping to change the world. Shopper marketing is the translation of grassroots organizing into the commercial world. Now, 70% of all shopping decisions are actually made in the store when people get there. And this is a rapidly developing science. So let me ask you a couple questions. How many men do you think who take jeans into the fitting room will buy them compared to women? More, less? More, right? So 65% of men will buy a pair of jeans that they try on versus only 24% of women. But they also know, how many browsers buy computers Saturday before noon, about 4%, as opposed to after 5 p.m. And they also know that if you take a basket at a store, you buy more things. 74% of shoppers with baskets make a purchase compared to 34% of shoppers without baskets. Now, since I spoke here last, my company, Act Now, grew to a staff of about 45 people. And we decided to merge into the global advertising firm of Saatchi & Saatchi. Now, for us, Saatchi was an obvious choice since it launched perhaps the most inspirational consumer product, the Prius. And it represents the world's largest consumer products company, Procter & Gamble. And the reason for us was simple. Saatchi's CEO, Kevin Roberts, convinced me that this would be his life work, transforming one of the world's great advertising companies with 7,000 employees in 84 countries into the world's most powerful sustainability advocate. First, by making Saatchi the bluest agency on the planet, and then by helping all of its clients transform their businesses, their products, and their communications to improve people's lives, build the blue movement, and radically dematerialize and decarbonize the products they sell. And the type of work that we'll do to make this happen is to understand how people actually shop. So, which item is more likely to prompt a trip to the store, running out of toilet paper or Diet Coke? Diet Coke. Well, why? Because you have to have it. Well, so Diet Coke has no substitute. Toilet paper? Now, how many people here create a list before they go shopping? Okay. The dream of every consumer products company is to get a name, a specific brand name on that list. So it's Sun Chips and not chips, or Tide cold water and not laundry detergent. My dream is that blue becomes a meta brand, so that our billion advocates will buy only as long as the products they put on their list are blue. The way a small number of people today, hopefully a lot of people in this room, will only buy a product as long as it's green. So we've discussed why we need a movement that's broader than green. We've shown how consumers actually shop through the shopping cycle. And now we need to get to the hard work of how we take these needs and form them into a blue movement. Our purpose is nothing short of building a world full of happy people contributing to a healthy planet. Yes, we need to stop global warming, but that's not all we need to do. There are 3 outcome goals. First, to measurably improve the quality of life of people who join. Second, to engage as many people as possible. And third, to increase the effectiveness of their activism. In the next 5 years, we need to build a billion-person movement representing over $1 trillion in consumer buying power, consumers who are maintaining their PSPs and acting on them when they shop. To create a world full of happy people, we need to go far beyond reducing our individual carbon imprints. Happiness requires that the material Maslowian needs of the 9 billion people projected to be living on the planet by the end of the century are met. So we need enough resources for all of them. We live on a planet that's 2/3 water, and I've noticed that we don't have gills. We live on a planet full of consumer choices, and we don't yet have the faculties to choose well. Blue, or a shopper's movement, needs you to invent it. It can't be invented by anyone. It's a platform, it's an idea, and everyone is welcome to catalyze around it as long as it improves life at a personal, community, and planetary level. But it has to start now. It starts by you setting your own PSP if you don't have one already. The process of personal improvement is never ending, and if you already have a practice, great, recommit to it or begin another. Once you have your PSP, share it with a friend. The possibilities are endless. You could start placing plants next to light switches because we know that people conserve more when they see nature near a light switch. If you travel a lot, get your company to declare a no-fly week once a year. Start buying concentrated detergent and washing your laundry in cold water. Eat one less meat meal a week. Write a thank you letter to someone you haven't spoken to in a while. Each individual personal sustainability practice does matter. President Bush just sent out $150 billion worth of checks to the American public. You may be getting a $600 check. How are you going to use it? If just the Americans in the movement bought cars with the same fuel economy as the Prius, we would save over 3 million barrels of oil each day. And that's more oil than America currently imports from the Persian Gulf. If each time we plugged something in, it only drew power when it was needed, we would save $5.8 billion annually on power bills. If every time we turned on a light, it was a compact fluorescent, the savings would be equivalent to taking 50 million cars off the road. If every time we washed laundry, it was in cold water, we would save 75 billion kilowatt hours of energy, which I'm told is a lot. But this is only the beginning. It doesn't start without your commitment to your own practice, but you have to ask someone else to start as well. And then I hope you'll join me in asking the smallest and the largest institutions on the planet to encourage the people in their universe to start as well. Corporations need to step up, and I'm asking them to make every product of practice a step towards a healthy lifestyle. We've been working with the Center for Disease Control, who will be launching a campaign based on principles similar to Blue's called A Healthiest Nation. Walmart will only accelerate its efforts in sustainability as they move from their 2 million associates to their 200 million regular shoppers. This is only the beginning. But most importantly, I believe that Ruth, your daughter Amanda's softball team, will soon have 100% PSP participation. We need websites, we need shelf talkers, we need writing, we need songs, we need good food, we need you. If you tell me we can't get to 1 billion people, I'll tell you that with the people in this room, the people listening to the radio, and the people reading these words, we're on our way there. I'm done convincing people that the world is going to end. This is how the world is going to begin again. When you look at the planet from space, you don't see social problems, you don't see economic problems, but you do see a little bit of green and a whole lot of blue. I invite you to join me. Thank you.